All right, this next video is called Do All Content Creators Think the Same? Shall we, my friend?
Talking the way I do and talking in a funny voice would get me a lot of views, and it did.
I think if it's like really bad, then no. If it's like...
How about Kanye West? How do you feel?
God looked like Pokemon, and Pokemon told me to go on a murder spree or something. Should Pokey be held accountable for that?
Being a content creator is harder than working a traditional 9-to-5 job.
Oh, wow. That's crazy.
From
Play
personally
along.
speaking, I used to work.
Okay, I would also go to disagree. I have worked, not a 9-to-5, but like I guess a 5 to 2 a.m. Job,
Work at a vet tech.
and it was like streaming so much easier.
I was
for
a vet
sure.
tech assistant. I'd only even have to work 4 days. I have to wake up, and then I would clock in, and then I would like fake my hours so that I could have longer lunches. And I would cherish every single moment of my lunch break, and I would sneak to a Pete's Coffee, and I would come back, and then I would fake clock in, but I only clocked in like a
assume any job.
45-minute lunch, but I was really taking 2.5 hours, and I was scared I was going to lose my job all the time, and then I would always be looking at the clock to see when I could get off. And so always be looking at the clock to see when I could get off. As opposed to like, now if I like the last 3 days I've been like getting a week to catch up on jet lag. It's been really nice. And yes, obviously there's some struggles of being a content creator and there's some downsides. But overall, I think that the freedom and of schedule is something that it just tops for me, makes it so much easier.
As someone who's worked several years in a really shitty minimum wage customer service job, this job, like being a content creator in comparison is like, it's incomparably easy. Like I feel so privileged being able to do what I do.
Yeah, my friend always said you quit your shitty job to stream, so...
I genuinely don't know in my group of friends or anyone in my life, like anyone who does think that being a content creator is harder. And so while I say that, I just want you guys to know that if I ever am complaining about the shit that sometimes happens, or like I just complain about some bullshit, I hope you guys don't take it in a way where I'm like trying to say that it's harder. Sometimes I just need to complain. And every job will have its cons, and sometimes I just gotta like be like, ugh. But it's not to like, anyway.
Don't make streaming a shitty job. I literally quit my dog shit job to pursue streaming, so it's obviously not nearly as hard as that. And I would never quit this to go back, so yeah.
Now he's best battle royale streamer of the year.
2024 Streamer Awards, baby.
Yeah, sometimes I just gotta get a little
I
vent
love this dude. I can't
session.
take
You
him.
know what I mean?
Streaming is easier than making a YouTube video.
Streaming is easier than making a YouTube video. Yeah, for me, I strongly agree. I actually know people who disagree, like they prefer YouTube, but I
Strongly agree, neutral.
I'm so bad at YouTube videos. So bad.
Streaming is easier than making a YouTube video because I can just kind of sit there and stream of consciousness, do something. YouTube, I need to make like a product, like a thumbnail, and have like a reason behind it, or else like it'll suck.
If it's a good
Vlogs.
YouTube video, it's hard to do.
Thank
But
you.
if it's a good stream, it's hard to do, right? If it's a, like, I don't know,
you.
shitty YouTube video, that's pretty easy to do. And
But
shitty
still.
stream's easy to do. You know?
I
It just depends what you're doing.
Streaming is easier than vlogging.
It depends on the length of the streams as well.
I mean, I make shitty YouTube videos and shitty streams, so I think they're both pretty equally, yeah.
Yep.
Wait, what the?
I think when it comes to YouTube, I'm such a perfectionist about it, where I need to script every word. My delivery has to be absolutely perfect. And streaming has a lot more freedom, where I don't have as much pressure to have everything that comes out of my mouth be exactly perfect in the moment.
Don't get
If
me
I'm doing
wrong.
like a
I'll do
15-hour
it.
stream, I'm cooked by the end.
But
And
yeah.
I don't know how, again, if you're doing a huge YouTube video, that's obviously gonna be hard to do, but I guess it depends on like what you're doing. Like for me, my YouTube videos are just kind of gaming anyway, so like it takes me like 30 minutes to do if I'm doing it off stream. So it's not really like, it's subjective person to person. So I'm
The
like,
next
in
time
the
I go
middle,
outside, whenever that may be.
Going viral is more about luck than skill. Going viral is more about luck than skill.
Luck than skill. I think if you're already going viral, that means you have something about you. If you are skillful, it is easier to go viral. Like if you have like a niche, like something that entices people to watch your content, then it's easier to go viral. However, let's say you're lucky, but you don't really have the, I guess, like niche or like the personality, like the drive, then I don't think that will stick very well. I think you need to have the skills at least. Like you need to have that like spark. Yes.
Do you agree with that? Do you
So I'm gonna actually go more towards skill. And this is when I think of skill, I'm not just thinking like they're good at games. I'm thinking like they're overall when it comes to personality, just everything. I'm not just talking about, because there are a lot of skillful people who are really good at what they do. Pro players, coders, VTube rigging, singing, etc., etc. When I think of skill, I think of charisma as well. Like that is very important when it comes to streaming and YouTube and stuff. Okay, going viral is more about luck than skill. I will strongly disagree.
disagree? Are you neutral?
Oh, there's different lines. So there's like a very strong disagree. Oh, okay. Wait, I want to be on this line then, because I don't like strongly disagree. I thought if you just stand here, okay, there's levels. I like that. I would be here then, this line right here, but not here.
So I kind of see virality as similar to like a battle royale. You know what I mean?
Oh, I got you, Nathan. Hold on. Okay, and sorry, I'm yapping so much because this is actually like an ongoing. I feel like this is an
Jenna, you're
ongoing
perfect.
thing because don't get me wrong, I will say, there are some really funny people out there that just don't get the exposure they deserve. So I do think like you either have to be lucky to like that one big streamer to find you and maybe raid you, like stuff like that, you know what I mean? But I just want to say I truly believe, and what I believe in isn't factual, so don't like I have the mentality where if I think of Minecraft, keep mining for that diamond, you don't give up, and eventually you're gonna strike that diamond, aka eventually you'll like, get that luck. Like you will go viral, or you will gain more followers, or you just gotta like keep at it, be consistent. Ramses 32, through the 33 months. Welcome back to Tidor Army. When you're happy, I'm happy. Thank you.
Or like a roguelike where it's like all the shit is random sometimes, and sometimes you just have a really hot lucky streak and you go viral. But there are definitely people who sometimes have figured out kind of a formula for their shit to get pushed out more frequently, more often. They have like a better understanding of like the algorithm.
Very
So,
good
but there's
point.
also people who have
Thank
literally
you.
never made a fucking video in their life before. They recorded this one thing and it's their first, it's like a 1 billion view video, you know? So I think there's both. There's definitely both, but there are some people that have figured it out more. And if you know how to do it, please contact me. Like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Social media is hard, bro. I don't know how to do short form. All right, thank you.
Yeah, that was a good argument by Peter, enough so that I think I'm neutral now. That makes a lot of sense. I think it's a bit of
Oh
both.
my god, it changed Connor.
You know, you got to be at the right place, right time, but you also need to be like prepared for it. So there's both.
I think to blow up from, you know, a 10 viewer streamer to like 1,000,
Nice
you
Wig
do need that
makes
first
that
little bit of luck
microphone look
to
so
kind of pick up,
small.
and then you're a little bit more cemented in the streaming space. I think some people do find it, like specifically like the Phase Boys. They know how to make like a viral clip, or they know how to make things hit the algorithm specifically for their demographic of viewers. But I do think starting, your first like initial viral sequence is a lot of luck for sure.
I do think luck is a factor, but as someone who did calculate and plan how to blow up and did go viral successfully off of it, like I knew looking the way I do and talking in a funny voice would get me a lot of views, and it did. And even though I don't really post that much content anymore, like I know if I just go back to that same formula, like I'm still guaranteed to get 1 million views if I try. So again, I do think skill is a big part of it.
I think Hawk Tua was a skillfully. I think it was a skillfully constructed play, and the only thing that I think could follow it up is if Haley Welch then appeared on Fortnite Friday.
True. Let's go, baby.
Thanks, bro. Thank you.
Oh, if you go viral,
No,
it's
I think
what
a cryptocurrency is a better idea.
Content creators
that.
should be held accountable
keep
for their
going.
influence.
Content should be held accountable for their yes, yes, yes. Agree. Strongly agree. Actually. Yeah, I would say strongly agree. Dare I? Like, well, I mean, I'm trying to think of like something where I would be like, oh, maybe just an agree. It's really, yeah, I would say strongly accountable. When I think of accountability, I think of, this is me assuming the streamer you are watching is someone who is trying to do good in the world. And not hurt others, I guess. And so, like, not saying certain offensive words. Or supporting things that widely hurts or affects like other people. What else? It's so hard to think of things on the spot. Okay, no. See, so there's like little things like, let's say the content creator you're watching is watching someone eat something, like watching a mukbanger, and it's making you crave food. I don't think that's like a bad thing. Oh, when I think of these things, I think of situations where it would harm others, I guess. So yeah.
I mean, it depends. Like what you want to.
Yeah, I wouldn't, I don't think any, unless your niche of content creation is giving financial advice, I personally don't think like other content creators who don't do financial advising content should be giving financial advice, really. Unless it's just something vague. Like for example, like don't tell your viewers to buy in on something. Like I don't know. I don't like that. It's harmful in my opinion.
I mean, yeah.
Or like yeah.
Like probably kind of, maybe I'm more agree. I'm like agree. I'm just like, okay, I don't want to get in trouble. But like, okay, some people are like holding them accountable for like shit that they shouldn't be held accountable for. At the end of the day, dude, you're watching some like overpaid like dumbasses playing Fortnite or playing Among Us or playing GTA. Like, it's not that deep. If you're getting your influence of your values from those people, that's on you.
Okay, I think it depends on what. For example, like let's say like I have a viewer that says, "Oh shit, streaming. This is what I want to do." Like I influence them to like make a career change. I feel like that's not really.
I agree. Cancel culture can go kind of wild sometimes. Like for sure, 1,000%, 1,000%. I'm just thinking more so. Oh man, yeah. This question is so broad. I guess like you have to be very specific about like what like examples and stuff. I guess. For example. For example, Extra Emily, she was saying no, Nick, or something like that. But people tried to cancel her saying she was trying to say a different offensive word. I think that is wrong. Like, I think that's bullshit because she didn't say it. She didn't say it, and they assumed the worst out of her. And they just push that narrative. So shit like that really fucking sucks. They have been trying to cancel Emily so much lately for no reason. I've seen it happen to so many female content creators, Pokey being the #1 example. Sometimes the internet just likes to attack, like, and push the craziest narrative about women. And I know I'm gonna have people come in and be like, men get it too. But I swear, I've never seen like that many pitchforks for something someone didn't do.
Really on me if that's the best course of action, and I don't think that's really my fault. But for example, if I'm using my platform to spread bigotry and hatred, I think I should be held accountable for that. It depends on what exactly, because what you could be influenced to do, there's like so many different avenues what qualifies, I guess. But there also are some psychotic people out there that will be like, oh, I got like a vision from God, and the God looked like fucking Pokemon, and Pokemon told me to go fucking on a murder spree or some shit. Should Pokey be fucking held accountable for that? No, you know?
She's never wrong.
No. Oh, fuck, is my opinion bad? I don't know, dude, but yeah.
You influenced me.
Oh, fuck.
I don't think as a content creator you inherently have to be political, but you are responsible for who and what you platform. And if you're not making your intentions clear and then collaborating with or engaging with content that is a little like just, you know, suspicious in some ways, and you're not actually ever taking a stand for it, I feel like you can't be surprised when people want to hold you accountable when you've never actually clearly defined your stance on something.
Short form content is ruining attention span.
I strongly agree. Strongly agree, bro. It's ruined my attention span, and I
between
barely had an
streaming
attention
and
span.
also like being on TikTok for hours every day, my fucking attention span is cooked.
been
It's just I always need some
affected
sort
by
of
this.
dopamine hit. So yeah. Dude, you know when the TikTok ban happened? That night I opened a book for the first time in months. I'm not even kidding you. I was like, Red Rising. I don't know if you guys.
Oh, heard good
Red
things.
Rising,
Yeah. So I was like, damn, there's nothing for me to do right now. I guess I'll just read a book. It felt almost like book propaganda.
Now we can consume a video in like sometimes 5 seconds, 6 seconds, 10 seconds. So when you have like 5 seconds, 6 seconds, 10 seconds to kill, like in between waiting for your friend to go to the bathroom, you can't watch a full YouTube video. You can't read a book. You can't. So normally we would kind of just like be patient, be bored in that time. But now it's like, oh wait, that's enough for me to watch like 5 TikToks. So you just boom, it becomes habit, and you're just like bored. And we can't like stand being bored for 30 seconds. Like it's crazy. I cannot stand and just like look at nothing.
Girl, I don't know. I'm scrolling on my phone when I'm arms full carrying a bunch of stuff up the stairs. I got TikTok in the other hand. I'm cooking dinner. TikTok in the other hand. I'm doing my makeup. I'm TikTok
my
in the other hand.
God.
I'm in the shower.
I feel so seen, except mine's not TikTok anymore.
TikTok in my hands. Like just all the
This is why
time.
you don't have
I'm
social
scrolling
media?
on my phone constantly.
Twitch is unfair to small streamers.
Yeah.
Twitch is unfair to small streamers.
Like, is unfair a word? I will say discoverability on Twitch seems a little tough for smaller streamers because I don't know if it still does actually. It's been a while since I've really tried discovering on there, but it used to discover from high viewers to low viewers, I think. But now it might just be recommended. Is it still pretty bad? Most platforms are bad. I will say, why do streamers have to reach a certain sub count in order to get a better split pay? I do think that is a little unfair for smaller creators, whereas like bigger, but then I also understand if they kept it at that low pay for everybody, including larger creators, that would be unfair to larger creators who have more sub counts. But still, I wish it was 70-30 for all, or maybe even higher. That'd be awesome. But yeah, stuff like that.
Do you agree with that they are unfair? Do you disagree? Or are you?
Let me see. But they platform smaller streamers though. I know they do. I will say disagree. I'll just do this line. Not the strong disagree, but I'll do like one of those like smaller disagrees.
Neutral.
I don't think they're unfair. Because yeah, they're just unfair.
Unfair is the word. I don't know if unfair is the word I'd use.
True.
I think discoverability on Twitch is better than like
Yes,
YouTube
that's
streaming
exactly
for sure and
what
YouTube Live.
I think of.
But it's definitely still not easy.
Discoverability.
That's why if anyone asks me for advice when it comes to streaming, push other platforms first, and hopefully your audience can transfer over to
That's
Twitch
what I
because
say.
I do think Twitch
I
does a pretty
always tell
bad
them, I'm
job
like,
of
listen, you're gonna
making
have
small
to
streamers
get
be able to
into
be discovered
social
without
media. You're gonna
being on
have
other
to
platforms
tweet that
first.
you're live.
I just think there isn't really like an algorithm for it. So if you're not already up there, there's not going to be any discoverability. And like, I don't know. It's, I guess certain like games and stuff, I think you can, if it's slightly more niche, you can kind of slowly climb it a bit more. But like, for the most part, ain't no one scrolling down like the bottom of the just chatting segment. They're just not doing that. So
yeah, it feels like Twitch is just collaboration after like collaboration. Yeah, and you kind of need to do that in order to actually grow. Yeah, I just want more discoverability for smaller streamers.
Yeah. Yeah.
Come to the front of the crowd.
Come on now, Blau.
No, I don't have a take. I don't have a take on this.
I mean, you go against the small streamers.
I think it's more fair than not.
Blau hates small streamers.
It's okay to separate the content from the creator.
It's okay to separate. Oh, I don't. For some reason, this question is making me have to do that thing where I have to read it a bunch of times for me to understand. It's okay to separate the content from the creator. I don't understand. I need examples. I don't get it. Can you guys help me with this? Kanye, J.K. Rowling. Ah! Actually, this is such a great question. This is such a great, like, not question, prompt. This is so good. For me, I actually have kind of not fucked with anything like Harry Potter related. Ever since J.K. Rowling came out as like a transphobe. I know people who are fans. I have friends and it's the same. Okay, the Kanye also Cookie Beans. I would say for me, I think it's preference on the person as well. I think I'm just extremely sensitive to supporting things that hurt others. Like a huge thing in my life. As like my morals, I guess. So I really try not to. I'm a dirty boycotter. So for me, I think they should I think it's wait, hold on. Well, sorry. What would I think here? Because this question already I struggle. Like I understand the question, but like now I'm like, okay, it's okay to separate. Okay, this strongly disagree for me. But also at the same time, I genuinely don't judge anyone that does separate it. For some reason. Like let me give some examples, I guess. Like, okay, Kanye. That guy, I don't even know what to call that guy. That guy's like an outright like Nazi, right? Like he like is full like we can agree, right? So like I think that for sure, like it's like hello? It's very sad for sure. I don't know. I guess my best example is Harry Potter. I know so many people who grew up including myself, watching Harry Potter, reading Harry Potter, like it was our childhood. It was magical. It's like amazing, you know? So I can kind of get that, being attached to that content, but trying to separate her views, and wanting to still love Harry Potter, but not like support her views. Again, I think that's difficult to do as a content creator. Because if we go back to the other prompt, there's the like influence thingy. So, yeah. It depends on what the creator did, and if it was like one thing a long time ago, I'm a believer that people can change. Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. Oh my god, I was more so I wasn't even thinking about any streamers or like YouTubers right now. I was thinking like stuff like the first examples like J.K. Rowling and Harry Potter. This is such a good prompt. Like I love it. Yes, there's these. This is a really good video. It really has me yapping and like thinking. Like I like it. Um, ba, 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 ba. I actually am gonna change my strongly disagree to disagree. But yeah, we love the yap. Indeed, indeed. Wilbur got canceled. Yeah, but he was outed as like an abuser. And there definitely hasn't been enough time, in my opinion, for him to have change. Keep uplifting for the 9 months. Welcome back to Tito Army. When you're happy, I'm happy. Thank you. Is React Sundays a thing? Yes. Last Sunday, I missed it though. I forgot and I made a repo lobby. But yeah. Yeah, it was only 9 months ago. Okay. I believe content can still be appreciated regardless of who created it, as long as the problematic aspects surrounding the creator are acknowledged and openly discussed. I like this. That awareness can lead to meaningful conversations and drive. I really like that. Yes, I agree with you, Nathaniel. Ben Nathaniel. I agree with you. I think if you enjoy certain content, if maybe a disclosure like, by the way, I don't fuck with the person though, I don't fuck with the artist, I don't fuck with the author or their views. I think as long as you're able to disclose that, I think that's fair. I think that's fair. There's also another thing too where the people who have the right to really be upset, like they have the right, like in my opinion. For example, I am not trans. So I'm not gonna be mad at someone for playing Harry Potter. I'm not be like, oh my god, you're playing that Harry Potter game or you're watching Harry Potter. You're blah blah blah. Like I'm not gonna be mad at people for other people's behalf. It just doesn't make sense to me. Honestly, like I think that's annoying. Like I think it's fairer if someone who is affected by it is mad at me or that person. I think that's more fair. I think that's way more fair. Okay, we will continue. W prompt though. We spent like 10 minutes talking back and forth. I loved it. And your guys's some like I enjoyed reading. Wow.
Do you agree
My
with
brain is being worked. I
that?
love
That it's okay,
it.
like that person is, but the content is good, or you disagree?
I think if it's like really bad, then no. Like I don't think it can be separated. But if it's like,
how about Kanye West? How do you feel? Will you ever listen to another Kanye West song? Like if it comes on, you're like, nah. Or is it kind of like let it play?
You just, I would just
Listen,
let it
as a-
play. Yeah.
As an
But I don't agree.
No, I was in
like, I'm not
Chicago
a
when My
Nazi.
Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy
Like,
dropped.
I don't fucking
It held the
agree
city
with
down. We
his
loved that. It was
views.
incredible. I was a Kanye fan,
man's
and then
a
I had
cookie
like I
bean.
can't keep defending him. You know, I'm also Jewish, so like you know, there's that. Yeah, I think actually in that case, I don't listen to. Okay, if Runway comes on. There's like
This
okay, give it there's like
guy.
2 or 3. Okay,
He
if
was
Runway
listening-
comes on, like okay, but anything else, no.
It's like the level of what kind of happened. Like, if again for like the Mike Vick situation, fighting Dog Arena is insane. Great quarterback, but like I'm not gonna be like, I need the next Mike Vick jersey. Like, I can't do that morally, you know, because I know he just killed a bunch of dogs. It's fucking crazy. I guess Kanye, it's like you're spewing so much hate and so much shit all over the TL, but he also is also not mentally there. So it's like it's so case by case. But I do think if something is so severe and so gross, I can't fuck with that person ever again.
Yeah, my favorite karaoke song was "Ignition" by R. Kelly, and now I can't fucking sing that song anymore. My karaoke song is now fucking "Chasing Cars" by Snow Patrol.
dude, great song though.
I know.
Great song.
No, okay, but the framing of the
Case by
question was
case,
it's
yeah.
okay to separate it. I also think it's okay to not separate. Like if you're someone where I think that's where I'm kind of at. It's like if that's where you want to draw the line, like draw the line there. If someone else doesn't, I'm kind of okay with it. A lot, like, basically everyone was problematic, right? Like throughout human history. So sometimes you got to kind of like pick and choose your battles. That's all I'm saying.
Anyone can become a successful content creator.
If they want to,
Truthful.
then maybe, yeah. If they really want to, and they have, well, I mean, I guess it depends, you know, what do you mean? Like, they gotta have the formula, they gotta, like anyone? If they have the drive, okay, I am a strong believer where if that okay, they have to want it. That's my only thing. So what does this question mean? Like, does that count? Or do they just mean like anyone? Like, you have to want it. It goes back to luck. No, for me, it's you have to want it. I am a firm believer of like, if you want something so bad, you will get it. Like, if you want it so bad, you are willing to do a lot to get it. That's where my head's at. So does that anybody, are we assuming they all want it? Yeah, there's a lot of variables. True, you can also define what success is. Not anyone. Some people, no matter how hard they try, they wouldn't succeed. There's so many variables I'm already thinking of. There's so much that goes into like being a successful content creator, in my opinion. Good thoughts. Yes, it is putting my brain to work. Oh my god, and I'm loving discussing and reading everyone's like messages. It is very vague. It is. It is so vague. Okay, let me try. Okay, then if it is just vague, then I will say disagree. I don't think anyone can become a successful content creator. You need to really want it. If you don't have it in you, you have to change that. You got to start, like, let's say you're not the type of person, like, there's just a lot. There's a lot.
Agrees. And oh, this is the most split.
I think if you're willing to invest in the time and learn algorithms and learn what makes you happy, because I do think that's a big part of it, is making content that's authentic to yourself. I think if anybody wants to put in the time, they definitely can become a content creator. But
Okay, I think the reason why I'm so why I'm almost neutral. Okay, the reason why is because I started in 2013 and I was streaming, and I never really like tried to be a content creator. It just happened to become a career. Like back then it wasn't a viable career. Like people weren't quitting their jobs to be a content creator unless they had like hella views. I had like 100 views, you know, type shit. And so in my opinion, I think I worked very hard. But that's because I genuinely love what I do. Like, I don't want to do anything else. I want this. But I want this to the point, like, I don't want it so bad that I'm willing to throw away some of my values or morals or like doing certain things that might make me more successful, if that makes sense. I want it so bad in a sense where I want it, so I'm still going to try to do certain formulas that will get me by and make me happy still. That makes sense. But I really I think I got lucky for starting streaming in 2013, like so many years ago. I think that's where my luck came from, because back then there weren't a lot of streamers, so it was easier to discover. Now it is very saturated. So I will say it's harder to start now. Anyways, I'm gonna go neutral. Fuck, I don't know. Oh my God. I'm gonna go neutral.
I think authenticity still prevails overall. So if it's something that means a lot to you, I don't see why you wouldn't be able to do it.
Thank you.
I think anyone can be a content creator, but I do think there are
It is
specific
so hard. All these
paths
questions
that
are
you have to
so
choose for
hard,
yourself
but
and recognize.
so good.
You know, you might want to be a
so
Twitch
good.
streamer, but
I
then
love it.
maybe a month or 2 months in, even more, you recognize you're so good at YouTube videos, and you might want to be the streamer, and you keep forcing that, and it doesn't work out. When in reality, if you just took the YouTube route because you maybe didn't recognize that you were so good at it, but then you chose to do it, you could have just blew up on YouTube instead. So like, I feel like people find that one thing they want to be content-wise, and they push forward so hard, and sometimes they don't get there, and they're like, well, I can't do this. So it's like, maybe a different form of content would have been better for you, and you just didn't recognize that.
I guess anyone can if they are guaranteed, like if they.
Sorry, you guys are so sweet. The people who are like not letting me discredit myself by saying that I got lucky is like the sweetest thing. So thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you.
They know the steps to follow then,
I
right?
really appreciate
Because
it.
I'm
I have
thinking
no
like I don't
idea.
think I could do it again.
I have
knowing
imposter
everything
syndrome
I know
still.
now. Even like if I were to start
Like
right
that.
now, I do not think I could become successful
Thank
without
you.
the connections I have. Because people always like, well, how do you do it? I'm like, bro, so much luck along the way. Yeah, I was there 10 years ago, which helped me so much. But I literally was one of the 15 girls playing League of Legends on Twitch.
For obviously not everybody.
Yeah.
But I think for the most part, it usually is like a perfect storm of like, oh, this happened, then this happened, which led to this, and then this happened. It's like, I don't know. I think it's all case by case. And some people do just do it individually and it's just rides off exactly how they want it to. But I think it is a really perfect just scenario that just happens to hit.
I just feel like success in the space requires like 2 of the 3 of luck, talent, and connections. So if you have 2 of those 3 things, I think you could do well in the space, but not everyone has access to like those things. Like all the time, I will see smaller content creators that are truly gifted at what they do. Very talented, very funny, but they just don't have the exposure or like X or Y,
Yeah.
whatever factor to make them pop the fuck off. And I just really look back and think the same way as Leslie, where like if I had to compete in the space now, there's no fucking way I think that I would do nearly as well as I do now. And I don't even consider myself like a huge streamer or anything like that. It's just that is just how competitive it is in the space right now.
I feel
Well
like it's
said,
a little bit
Peter,
more
well
doable just
said.
because there's so much more you can do. Oh, I'm like neutral. I'd say neutral because like, okay, gaming, that's really hard. But now it's like you can be a content creator. I don't know, like taking a magnifying glass and like frying
true.
bugs, or like I don't
think
know,
it's
being
a
that
lot
one guy
harder
like
if you're trying to
cuts
do
logs on
gaming
Facebook
content.
for the Facebook moms. You know, you guys know the one.
Guys, I'm worried gaming is dying in content creation.
He's hot.
What if the new hype is IRL streaming? Guys, you know what happens IRL streaming? I never liked it. I've always told you guys how anxious I've been. Bro, we can't let this happen. We can't let this happen.
Yeah, but it's like so now people are doing like
We
wood
can't let this
cutting
happen.
TikTok,
Revive
you know, like reading this
gaming,
book TikTok. Like, there's
please.
all sorts of
I
creative
can't be
outlets that
out
people
there.
are doing. Well, not that these are the only outlets. I'm just saying there's a lot of like outlets now. It's not just gaming. So I think if
Cooking
you
thirst traps, guys.
Yeah,
That's
so-
where success
no,
lies.
I'm just saying if you do like something you're
It's not-
passionate
okay.
about and start recording it and you're good at that.
I guess I I'm guilty. I compare myself a lot to a lot of other bigger content creators, and a lot of what they're doing is they're going outside. And I know if I were to do that, it would help. But I don't want to. I want to play video games.
thing and you get good at recording it, you can do something cool. That's all.
I am a teenager.
Oh my god, that was a beautiful, well done, 100 Thieves. I truly enjoyed that video. Well done. That was very fun to yap about and with chat.